Welcome to Cottage, Turkey, the jewel of the turquoise coast. Here, dramatic limestone cliffs plummet into the Mediterranean, and ancient Lycian history echoes through charming stone-paved streets. In a place where nature is this breathtaking, architecture shouldn't compete with the landscape. It should embrace it. Today, we are exploring new design concepts inspired by the coastal cliff trend, bringing you homes that are simple, compact, and wonderfully gentle. By blending the rugged natural terrain with local whitewashed aesthetics and natural stone, these cliffside retreats perfectly harmonize with the rich culture and stunning environment of Cottage. Let's see how they come to life. Beyond its dramatic cliffs, Cottage is defined by its raw, untouched beauty. Here, fragrant pine forests and ancient olive groves slope gently down to meet the crystal-clear turquoise waters. Vibrant pink bougainvillea spills over rustic stone walls, capturing the relaxed, sun-drenched spirit of the Mediterranean. It is this unique balance between wild, untamed nature and a calming coastal breeze that inspires the peaceful spaces we are about to explore. The exterior's pure white lime render against sky blue joinery is not merely aesthetic. This iconic cycladic palette reflects intense solar radiation, keeping interior walls up to 10 degrees Celsius cooler than unpainted stone, a passive thermal regulation technique practiced across the Greek islands for centuries. Applying Wabi-sabi, the Japanese acceptance of imperfection and transience, onto a Mediterranean stone cottage framework. Dried flower bundles hung from ceiling beams, a hand-cranked vintage sewing machine as a functional room centerpiece, and a river stone vessel sink atop a weathered timber vanity all celebrate objects that carry visible time rather than hiding it. The muted romantic palette of dusty rose linen, sage green, and raw terracotta works precisely because it mirrors the natural oxidation tones of aged stone and copper, creating a space where every surface looks like it has arrived at its current state honestly, without intervention, which is the defining principle of Wabi-sabi design philosophy.